Hi everyone. So it's the beginning of January right now, and I know at the beginning of January no one is really thinking about spring. But don't fool yourselves, it's right around the corner. And with spring comes kittens. So I wanted to talk to you about traps today so that we can reduce the number of kittens out in the field. This is a tomahawk trap. I have two tomahawk traps. This is the neighborhood cat's big cat trap. It's mainly used for, larger cats and especially big tomcats. You can, though, use it for even small kittens. I don't have a drop trap. Those are quite an investment. So this is what I use instead. And you can actually get a couple small kittens in here. So let's take a look at the trap itself. Up on the top are the handles. It's got a double rod handle with pretty good wide grip so that you can use two hands to carry it. You can just wrap these with cloth and they'll be really a lot more comfortable. You can also put a piece of pool noodle on there and it makes a really nice grip. Just tie it on real tight with some string, and that makes the grip handles much more comfortable, because if you think about it, when you're carrying this tightly like this, and of course with two hands, but I can't film two hands, but carrying it tightly like this and the pressure on your fingers can get really painful, especially when there's a 10, 15, 20 pound cat or more inside the trap weighing it down. So that's that. Then at the back of the trap is an extra door right here, and it has one of these hooks, and you can just, kind of hard to do this with one hand. You can just unhook that, and that frees up this back door so that you can get in there at the back of the trap. Usually a two-door trap like this is best. That way you can insert a trap fork in the top here that goes kind of like fingers like this, and it will keep the cat from accessing one or more of the doors, because you can use two. And then you can clean inside the trap. So that is the back door. And then inside here you can see, let me just pull that off. You can actually you can fully remove that back door for even more access. Here is the plate, the spring-loaded plate that shuts the front trap door. And this would be where the cat would step. Right here would be where you want to put the bait. Usually the smelliest bait you can find. That means tuna, sardines, herring, anything that, sorry, I live near an airport. I apologize. Anything that really smells strongly for cats to attract them to come to the back of the cage. Okay, so let's stick this back in here, and we'll go to the front. I don't know if you can really see it, but this is the trip bar right here, going along through here all the way to the front where the trip mechanism is, and this right here is the mechanism, and I'll show you what happens here in a second. Okay, so to access the inside, you can just push this down right here with your finger. Push that inward. Use your other finger, pull up the bar. When you have the bar at the top, you can swing the door open. Okay, so let's look inside. This is what the cat sees inside, okay? And here again, I don't know if I can get a good view, but is where the trip is. So there's a good inside view. Now, I'm gonna move this and I'll show you how that works. Can you see that plate lifting? Now the trap is set. If something should step on that raised platform, the trap will close. Let's see if I can show you. One moment. My apologies that this is not the most expertly produced video. Okay, here I have a stick. I'm going to press it on the thing and set this off. Okay, this is the step pad here. So if a cat steps on it, then it will go off. So let's see if we can do it. I don't know if I can get a good view of the door and the step plate. Well, not really, so just trust me that if I can get the stick in through the I don't know if I can get the stick in there. One second. Let's try it this way without the back door. So, cat steps on the step plate, door closes. Now, I know that seemed kind of loud, but this is one of the more quiet traps. Cat traps, humane traps are just noisy. So, that's how it works. Again, here's the tension bar that goes up from the step plate and over all the way to the end where this mechanism right here catches this piece here. There's like a little hook here. Yeah, there you go, you can see it right here. And that lever action is what raises and lowers the step plate and sets off the trap. So that's how these work. Now, to give you a reference of how wide this trap is, let's see, from my wrist to beyond my elbow, from my wrist beyond my elbow is the width. Okay, now I really can't give you a length, but well, I don't know, it's pretty long. This is a really big duck box, and let's see, nope, that's as much as I can zoom. Yeah, it's quite a big trap. Again, it's a good trap to have in your arsenal because it's good for cats that are spooked by traps. There's more room in this trap. It looks more spacious. It's a lot less scary for these guys, so they're more likely to go inside of it. Keep in mind, you shouldn't trap in very cold weather. Cats cannot regulate their body temperature. In very cold temperatures, they can freeze after being TNR'd. So unless you have a place to keep them warm, temperature controlled for probably 36 hours is best. However, I really don't recommend doing spays. I would recommend neuters, but with spays, these girls get their bellies shaved, and that makes it even harder to keep body warmth in over winter. So I just say males in winter and females in spring and summer and fall. It's just safer that way for them. But you can still do a lot of neuters in that time in the winter. And that is, in fact, the best time so that these guys won't want to breed or be hormonal when spring kitten season rolls around. So there you have it. So we've looked at that trap, and I'm going to do another video on a slightly smaller trap. And that trap is another tomahawk trap. I'm not sponsored by Tomahawk or endorsed by them or anything like that. These are just the traps that I use and that I like best. They are a bit pricey, but worth every dime. So we'll take a look at a slightly smaller trap in the next one. It's the neighborhood cat's basic trap. So we'll take a look at that in the next video.